Tonight on DC News Now, digging out snowplows running non-stop to get the main roads in Maryland, DC, and Virginia cleared.
A commuter bus stuck in Northern Virginia. The dangerous conditions for drivers in neighborhoods untouched by plows.
The skies not so friendly. The monster storm forcing nearly 11,000 canceled flights, including here at Reagan, Dulles, and BWI airports.
And the storm is moving out, and what's not going to be so friendly as we look ahead towards the start of the work week is the bitter cold hanging around. More details on that coming up.
We tag along with crews in the district showing us how they work to clear those roads.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. The entire DMV is set to be converted into this massive ice rink. The wintry mix plus tumbling temps setting up for some dangerous conditions. So treacherous, in fact, that WMATA is stopping bus service as of 9:30 tonight. This will be a tough one for any of those workers who still have to get home.
And Metro buses will restart with limited lines tomorrow morning at 6 and gradually increase service as conditions improve. A reminder, rail lines are running a reduced Sunday service and will be on a Sunday schedule tomorrow. The station's opening at 6.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Super serving the DMV, DC News Now's Ben Dennis in Northern Virginia, where neighbors helping a stuck bus.
And our Randy Bass in Maryland, checking in with local drivers there, while David Laval is out with a snow crew in the district. Our team of meteorologists have also been working non-stop, bringing you the very latest on this massive winter storm.
Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair and Meteorologist Scott Summer are here. And Jackie, let's start with you.
Yeah, we're talking about the snowfall totals. I wanted to give you the latest updates on those. They were coming in at 8:30 this evening, and this looks to be, the snowfall totals for DCA 6.8, at Dulles 7.8, but looks like BWI was the one that won out of our local airports. At least 11 inches of snow fell at BWI earlier today. But then back over towards our Virginia counties, Ashburn as well as Berryville 9.8 inches, Leesburg at least 9, Herndon at least 8, and then Boston talking about 7.5 inches of snowfall in that neighborhood in Arlington. But the snowfall reports over towards our Maryland counties looks like Clarksburg and an accident. Those two areas at least double digits. We're talking at least 10, even close to 11 inches of snow in Clarksburg. Accident as well. Bloomfield at least 10. Meanwhile, Boonesboro and Westminster at least 9 inches of snow. Some ice reports. This is again very dangerous whenever we're seeing at least 1/10 of an inch of that ice accumulation. So we're seeing quite a few of those areas like Lusby, Chesapeake Beach, Bloomery, and even down towards Faulkner and Opal, at least a trace to about, say, a few hundredths of an inch there. The radar, finally, this system is winding down. Much of that winter precipitation is working its way out. If anything, maybe that patchy, light, freezing drizzle, but I think much of this is continuing to lift out as the system, that secondary low that's well off towards our east, continues to lift its way out. So much of the system now really impacting the Carolinas with some wintry mix, and then back over towards New England. That's where they're dealing with that snow continuing as that low pressure slides right up the coast. Temperatures right now, it is going to be a frigid one overnight tonight, but even colder, I would think, as we look ahead towards late Monday night with the fresh snowpack, and also the wind will be picking up in the wake of the system. But temperatures right now into the teens to low 20s. And speaking of wind chills, those are in the single digits for parts of the area. But we'll go into more detail about that cold as we look ahead towards the rest of much of this next work week coming up.
All right, Jackie, it has been a busy day for Maryland State Police. They have gotten 1,000 calls for service, responding to 63 crashes, and are continuing to ask people to please stay home.
And the state DOT crew is working 12-hour shifts as well taking care of all the major roads all across the state of Maryland. But it's local plow drivers who are often the ones clearing your neighborhood roads.
Hey.
DC News Now's Randy Bass joining us live in Maryland, where she met up with the crew.
And we have Randy, you were there in Gaithersburg. What do the roads look like around you?
Yes, that very heavy sleet we saw move through this afternoon into the evening. Crews tell me that made it very, very hard to make roads passable, including this one here, Washingtonian Boulevard in Gaithersburg. That heavy snowpack still making it tough for cars to move through. We saw plows come along this secondary road not too long ago, but crews tell us it could be a while before they make it into neighborhoods. All of that hard work plowing this morning disappearing as dark falls on the DMV, heading into what could be a treacherous Monday morning commute. Montgomery County's Nate Cooper talking with us from inside one of the County Department of Transportation's massive salt domes.
We will continue to be on our primary emergency routes for the duration of the storm. Once they are clear and safe, passable, then we will move to our secondaries and then our residential streets.
Plow crews are gearing up for a long, cold night on the road after some contractors spent most of the day out there. How many hours do you normally spend out on the road on a day like this?
We're 14 in right now.
14 in, wow.
Yeah.
How much longer do you think you're gonna go?
Another 3 or 4 at least.
And neighbors we talked to running out for essentials before the big overnight freeze.
I don't think I'm going to be out tomorrow. Not a lot of people out.
We asked Cooper when neighbors should expect to see those plows. Hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, everybody's seen a plow come through their neighborhood, or there's a chance some people might have to wait till Tuesday?
Hopefully.
That is the word of the night. Hopefully plows will make it into your neighborhood. But again, we just heard from MCDOT saying they are hoping to make it into neighborhoods tomorrow, but it could be as late as Tuesday before they move into some areas of the county. So if you haven't already, make a plan to stay indoors. In Gaithersburg, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, we are all hopeful. Randy, thank you so much.
All right, also in Montgomery County, DOT sharing this video of plows making their ways along some major streets. In this fleet, a painted plow, perhaps it's the one snow ready for summer.
Yes,
Look,
I
we
am.
all are. Hands
Yes.
raised, right? County has 250 staff, 175 pieces of equipment, plus outside contractors all ready to clear the streets. All right, meteorologist Scott Sumner is here on this DMV first warn day with how the frigid temps are really contributing to the storm.
Yeah, and Scott, we're talking about the sub-zero wind chill, dangerous, but it's not helping in any of these cleanup efforts.
No, not at all. But there is a little good news here, and we'll just we'll show you here coming up power outages. Now, we expected a lot more with regards to this. Well, let's get to that here. We'll get that graphic pulled up. And there we go, power outages. Again, not showing a lot, thankfully so. 100 in Frederick County, Maryland, 100 estimate in the district. So let's try and keep that at this stage or lower. It would be great to not have really any power outages anywhere. But this is kind of a promising footnote to what we have been seeing throughout the day with a lot of active weather across the region. Thought that, again, this would become a lot more in the way of higher numbers being seen. The actual temperature is 21, overcast skies. The reverse of that is 12 is what it actually feels like on the exposed skin outside. We also have an extreme cold watch that is in effect here that is going to be running from 7 p.m. Monday into 11 a.m. Tuesday, and that's due to the fact that the winds plus the temperatures are going to drop your wind chills down quite a bit. Right now, the wind chill here in D.C. is sitting at 12 degrees. It'll get colder than that, believe it or not. We'll talk about that coming up in my main weather in a little bit.
Looking forward to that, Scott. Thank you. State police in Virginia have been urging people to stay off the roads that are so very slick. Troopers say that they've responded to 297 crashes since the storm started, with 31 of them in Northern Virginia alone. And people were hurt in 2 of the incidents, and a person died in 1 crash, but state police do not believe the storm was a factor.
And the dangerous conditions proving to be just too much for a commuter bus in Northern Virginia. Got stuck in the snow in Alexandria, and actually took several neighbors to come out and push it out to rescue it.
Oh, thank goodness for them. DC News Now's Ben Dennis taking us out there in Old Town, where spinning wheels and slick streets were such a common theme.
Sidelined in the street, tires spinning, kicking up slush and sleet. An absolute mess in Old Town Alexandria. The warning, stay off the road. This is precisely why neighbors have come out to dig out, push out this transit bus, a commuter bus from the snow. It's been stuck here for at least half an hour. The Good Samaritans are among Northern Virginians braving side streets largely untouched by plows into Sunday night.
I got my workout today. That works out.
And got the stomp bucket, got my shovels, and you know, it's a good thing to do to help out. That's what you're supposed to do with community.
And we got this corner covered, so we're ready in case the next bus comes by.
Ahead of the storm, Governor Abigail Spanberger's administration said plows may not touch some roads until 24 to 48 hours after the wintry mix stops.
The impact of this storm will be tremendous.
An expectation not sitting well with everyone.
I understand safety concerns for workers, but at the same time, probably the people that live on the side streets don't necessarily appreciate being left behind.
Neighbors are walking in the streets where sidewalks are covered, including Campbell and Sam, headed to a football watch party.
They have an outdoor fire pit, so we're kind of baking on that.
I mean, it's a winter wonderland.
Nikki Dale braved the elements heading into work at Brut Champagne and Wine Bar, a trip where she noticed what was largely untouched, those roads.
It's great because the kids are skiing like down the hills into the street. It's awesome, but it's covered. There's hardly any plowing.
And the question of when neighborhood streets will be cleared will no doubt continue into the work week. In Alexandria, Ben Dennis.
Wait.
DC News Now.
Some serious teamwork right there. Meanwhile, express lanes on I-95 and 395 in Virginia, they're closed until 3 this morning so crews can clear snow and ice. Now, once lanes do reopen, tolls will be lifted until 8 in the morning. Well, the snow did not stop diehards from getting outside and putting in some miles.
Showing off a little bit, we found some intrepid runners in the district. Take a look.
What's that?
How far are you running?
I don't know, 12, 13.
Are you training?
Having fun. Beautiful. How is it, all right?
No, not training, just out there. Being such a trooper, we found this guy who already finished a half marathon by the time we saw him as he was making a small uphill climb on Wisconsin Ave here in Glover Park. He was going at a pretty good clip.
He certainly was. He was showing off, wasn't he?
Yes.
He's cruising along. All right, when life gives you snow, you go cross-country skiing on the National Mall. These two skiers taking advantage of this magical moment, providing some pretty good conditions for this mode of transportation. How cool is this? This image with the Capitol building right there in the background. That is pretty wild, isn't it?
Very
Good for them.
cool. Yeah, using a whole different way to get around.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, coming up here on DC News Now at 9 o'clock, our weather team coverage continues all across the DMV. So we speak live with a spokesperson for Pepco on what's being done to keep the power on.
And thankfully, the bulk of this system is now lifting out. However, the frigid cold, that's still lingering. More details on that coming up.
Plus, we tag along with the Plow crew in the district as they work to clear those roads. We're going to check in with our Dave Lavelle to see some of the challenges and what they have been.
And remember, you can watch Sunrise on the Hill right here on DC News Now. Our team coverage as we dig out from this massive winter storm continues tomorrow morning from 6 until 9.